Hello guys, it's Eric from Meme, and today we are starting a brand new series called Game About Can't Game, and as you see we're playing Planet Zoo. Now I say I'm fairly good at Planet Zoo, but we'll see how it goes. Also make sure to follow us on Facebook and also subscribe to our YouTube at Meme Media UK. But anyway, let's get to it. So I love Planet Zoo. I've always been a fan of simulator games, and yeah, so let's try this out. This is my first ever gaming thing I'm doing and recording myself, so it's quite awkward. But so there's 3 parts to this because it's quite like an episode. But the first part will be us just working with fencing, the terrain, and then the second part will be doing some building a tiger house, which is exciting. So I really want to keep. So I only have one franchise zoo for those people that play the game. And I really want to work on it in terms of really put time and effort into it to make sure that it's amazing, and I'm really proud of it. So this is the Tiger Land exhibit. The inspiration was taken from a variety of zoos and things I've been to and saw. So there's the main bit probably will be Chester Zoo. So in a minute I'll start doing some terrain work, and that will you probably see if you go to Chester in England, that they have like this cave that you walk through, and then the tigers can go over the cave to get to the second part of the exhibit. So that's what I'm going for in here. There's also going to be a waterfall, and there's also going to be a you could, what do you call it, a viewing area for when the tigers are swimming. So yes, there's quite a bit in this, so I'll probably jump around, but as you can see now I'm trying to work out the terrain, and as you see the terrain tool in this game is quite tricky for me. I would say that you have to play this game quite a while to get hold of how the terrain tool works. And especially when it's trying to get a sort of like a ramp off the ground. That's what I try to do here on the left hand side, but then I got the hang of it on the right hand side. So I'll probably speed this up a bit, instant tool, and then we can show you what I did on the left hand side. So music montage. What I really love about working with this game is that you work with the terrain, you work with the ideas, and then something will pop into your head that you didn't think about. So I think that's what I did here, is where I was working with the terrain and I found this little hole, and I thought to myself, do you know what would be really good is if I put a walk through there and make another viewing it on the right hand side. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is I'm trying to get a walk through here. So people can view it, and obviously, as I said, pathing in this game, again, it's a challenge with everything else on top. So I had to literally delete this and then put a new path in, and then work it that way, which is alright. But a lot of the time, you have to, when ideas like this come, I have to go back and destroy something and then rebuild it, and it looks fine now. But like, look at this, like. It's an issue, so I had to move the fence there to get it work. But yeah, so so what I'm saying is, guys, is sometimes you don't know what can happen in this game, and you get random inspiration from just building the random thing. So More music montage. Now this is where I move on to the left side that I was talking about earlier. So I got sort of a hang of it where you have to angle it somehow and obviously then creates a slope. So I did on this one I did do that and it sort of worked and I'm okay with that. That didn't work, that looks awful. But the point for the plan for this bit was to create a big mound and then create a underpass where I can put hay and I could put like a little bedding. This bit, I like this bit where this one really nicely worked. By the way, the other one was meant to be like a bedding area with a one-way glass, which did work out in the end, but that didn't work out. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you have to just play around with it, and like I said, look, it worked fine here. I think that was probably a really nice, in my opinion, a really nice thing. But I said I'm going to go in now here and try and edit this out so it looks kind of okay. But in the end, they do walk all over it, which is quite good. But I said here we've got to create like a little mound so they can actually go in there, and then an exit so they can actually have a little bedding area, and that will attract the visitors. They don't want to expose it too much because then obviously it could obviously send the wrong message. But other than that, yeah, look, I think that's a hole big enough for them. this is where we get to the more frustrating part of the game. So I wanted to build obviously a one-way glass so that people can see the tiger swimming. There's 2 viewing points like that in this enclosure, and it did not work out. It's just it does work out in the end, but it's just such an effort. You see a lot of terrain tools that I had to adjust because there was gaps and stuff. And then there are bits later on that there was little holes as you see on the here, so I had to adjust that as well. And it was just not my day. It was just not my day. Yeah, doesn't look good, but it does work out in the end, guys. It does work out in the end of this. So I'm just gonna let this play, and then we can come back to the probably most annoying thing, which is the water in this game. I just want to mention that the whole build of this enclosure took 3 hours, and this episode is taken and is an hour of that build, and from that I obviously cut it down and shorten it to what this is now. But probably half an hour of that first hour was me playing out with the water physics, because it's just, I think I've done it wrong in the end, because I think I've watched a couple of tutorials and I got confused about how water works in this game, and I should have done like a ditch for the path first, because rather than doing it rather than doing it this way. But it does work out in the end, but I think it's too big when I look at it back. The water is just too vast, and I feel like sometimes the tigers don't even bother going into the screen with the glasses, which is a bit sad because that's obviously a wasted viewing area. So yeah, I do a lot of things. I delete fences. I redo it again. I literally just flatten this bit in the end and restart. But I wanted the tigers to have the best habitat possible, because a lot of the time they do like to swim, and a lot of the time, that's the thing about this. Like, you do one thing and just takes everything away, like you just did, and I mean it's my gaming needs a lot of practice, I think. Hence why this is game if I can't game, because I can't game. But yeah, so that was an issue, and I had to sort things out. Yeah, it's a sad story, because that's the thing, like you do that one click and it just takes everything away. So anyway. finally got everything in order. I got all the all the water stuff in order, and now I'm just smoothing things out, so making it look more realistic. And also I'm going to be painting the whole the whole enclosure in dirt, because I think it gives a more authentic appeal to, like, you know, this is how it was in terms of, you know, if this was an actual build, you know, in terms of in real life, you would see a lot of dirt. It will be all dirt, it won't be any grass. Whereas this is what it looks to feel like. And there's a shot in the next episode where, well, if you watch it, you'll see it, where we're building the tiger house and it's raining, and it just looks quite nice having that there, because it looks like it's new and it's legit, and then, yeah, it looks just different, so weird. But there's only one more thing to do in a minute. It will be just to raise the barriers. So I'm actually using also the smooth tool, by the way, so I'm just smoothing things out and also putting dirt stuff on. But yeah, the last thing to do would be just to raise the barriers of the enclosures to 3 meters, which is the recommended height for in this game, so that they don't escape. And also to put the anti-jumping things on. I can't remember what they're called. I should know what they're called, but yeah, it's just to make sure that they don't escape. Because we are using a caged fence. So yeah, so that's the last bit. What we're going to do is in this episode, and after that, I think will be done for today for this episode, and then we will proceed in the next episode to do the tiger house. So in this game, we've got the little like houses and huts, but in real life you wouldn't have those. You would have a proper house that will go in. And we'll try and make one so that it's as realistic as possible. I don't know why there was a lump there. As realistic as possible. Obviously not as practical, because they don't need a house, they just need a shelter. But just so that it's that given an added effect of having a tiger enclosure, because not all of my enclosures have a house. But it's just one, I think. It just needed it. I think from now on I'll stop building these little houses. So later on I didn't record this because I was just trying to see if people like this and if it works or not. I did do a zebra enclosure, and that had a house which I made from scratch. It was like a little stable sort of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do now, is just build houses and stuff. But yeah, if people do like it, obviously I'm still going to release the other 3 videos, but if people do like it, then I'll do more. I have phases on the zoo to do, so I've got a couple of things that I want to do it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so enjoy the rest of this episode. Make sure you do like our page, Meme Media UK on Facebook, and also subscribe to this channel. Thanks, guys.